Ki Khubor ka Batesi TV
ka umdi basnyam bat penjaslian Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
Sophistication meets style. The stylish trendsetter Tata Curve SUV is in town. India's first coupe SUV is now in Shillong.
Kumajulong manusnem ke Shillong Press Club mentarasngi ke kandre truk unai wing klarake ya kasngi bekerpang jigi nong pathai Khubor jela ni ke National Press Day. Hakan kasngi Menteri Rangba ke jela ukon rake sangma lawan menshim ya kebenta kumukongsan ku Commissioner Secretary Katana Directorate of Information and Public Relation Vijay Mantri hagajindon Director lembek Nongthoh Khubor. Ia kini kejeng rakhi la penlong State Convention Hall Pinewood berhabakaran kumukongsan ukon rake sangma ula pentip shipangki scheme ke baka Sorkar klale penyo na kebenta ke Nongthoh Khubor.
Media has taken the place, evolved slowly, and then it has become a fourth pillar. Everybody recognizes it as a fourth pillar. Of course, judiciary has given a lot of support to media over a period of time. But if you see the executive and legislature, they are not separate anymore. They are together. You always see the legislative and executive together. Bureaucracy is totally, the autonomy of bureaucracy has come down, reduced, but the autonomy, freedom of judiciary has increased tremendously over a period of time. Along with the judiciary, and the media has grown. This is a very beautiful, if you look into the past, how the media has evolved over a period of time. It's a beautiful story for India. Because if you see the constitution, only the one word is written, that is given to everybody, 19(1)(a), the fundamental right. It's a freedom of speech. It's given to every citizen. But it's interpreted that is a freedom of press. And it's evolved in such a way, and there are many judgments, Supreme Court judgments, that have said that the media is equally, the freedom of media is equally important as freedom of speech. Having said that, over a period of time, when the newspaper was there, it was very simple. Press Club of India is there. The main objective of Press Club of India was to ensure two things: the balance between the freedom of press and the responsibility of them. Because if they don't self-regulate, and then the power, you don't have the power anymore. So somebody has to regulate. If you don't regulate yourself, then somebody will regulate. That somebody will be definitely government. So instead of allowing government to regulate, the media themselves, they gathered together and they regulated themselves. They put restrictions. There are journalistic standards. The PCI is continuously giving out different, setting up standards for journalistic standards, which are sacrosanct for all the journalists. And especially in our Meghalaya, I see that very high standards of journalists compared to many other states. Because I have experience when I was working in Delhi, I have seen this very closely, how the ethics, journalistic ethics are in other states. Compared to other states, our state is much better. If you touch any journalist and then there is something there, I don't know how it's, because it's not it's not that you have orientation. I don't know where it's coming from, because it's not that when you get into the profession, there's an orientation, or maybe it's not that SPC is conducting an orientation to them. But it's automatically coming. I talk to every journalist, there's a standard there. There's the ethics. He doesn't do anything that is, if you go to other states, they even threaten, they send a draft media report, send it to the officer or politician, and then they have some deal. So I've seen these occasions many times it's being reported.
At the very outset, I would like to congratulate and give my best wishes to our press fraternity on the National Press Day, which we have, which is being done to commemorate the establishment of the Press Council of India. We have also seen and heard our Commissioner Secretary mention about the Shillong Press Club and the important role that they have played in making today's program a reality. And I also would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the new executive committee and the leadership of the Shillong Press Club, under which we are seeing a large number of activities and a number of reforms taking place in the overall press sector and in the Shillong Press Club. I was listening to the speech of Mr. Vijay Mantri, and he has very nicely given us a very kind of a history of how the press in our country has evolved. In fact, many things I did not know, so it was a learning kind of an experience for me. And it was very interesting to hear him speak about the different aspects, especially when he mentioned about the role of the press and the specific words he used regarding the balance between freedom and responsibility. And I found that to be, I think, at the core of why we all are here today. And it'll be very important, as very rightly put by the president of MEPA, that while we celebrate the National Press Day, it is always important for anybody, be it a politician or be it any person or any individual, to always look back at what he or she has done and contributed, or have you actually been working towards the purpose that you had set off to do in the beginning, that we need to support our journalists as well. And therefore, coming to my next point, that I'm happy that on an occasion like this, a few things I would like to share that we have come and decided on is that we had basically certain schemes where we were supporting journalists from the government of from Meghalaya. There was a scheme in 2009 which had come out, and I will just read them out. So the scheme was, one scheme there was for the family of deceased journalist. We used to give 1 lakh to the family of a deceased journalist. We have decided, and I'm happy to announce that we are increasing that from 1 lakh to 5 lakhs. So 5 lakhs will be provided to the family under extreme hardship on account of the death of the journalist. We were giving 50,000 to journalists who suffer permanent disability. We have increased that amount, and now we have increased it to 3 lakhs. From 50,000, we're increasing that to 3 lakhs. So 3 lakhs will be provided to the journalists in case of permanent disability, rendering the journalists incapable of earning a livelihood. There was also an amount of 50,000 to journalists in case of extreme hardship due to illness. We have also decided that we will increase that amount from 50,000 to now 3 lakhs to be provided for treatments for different major ailments. So these are 3 important supports that the government was giving, so we have simply decided to enhance them. Another very important aspect which we are working on is we want to create some kind of a system where we are able to coordinate with the press and the journalists and the DIPR, and hence we'll be forming a small committee. This is Sorkari, of course, but we are forming a committee. But you'll be happy to know why we're forming this committee. So this committee is being formed, and whoever the senior most bureaucrat, that means the commissioner secretary or principal secretary, will chair this, and of course director and other officials from the government will be there, and we will have 2 to 4 members, we're still working on it, from the press and from the media, who will be members in this committee. And this will facilitate the entire process of the coordination between the press and the government, which, as we know, was missing in some way, and small things were not happening because this kind of coordination was not there. So I'm sure that this committee will be very, very useful, and this committee is being formed. But more importantly, apart from the coordination that you will be doing, I have also decided that we will be putting a corpus of 35 lakhs in this particular committee. And we will keep topping it up as and when the money is going down or whatever it is. We'll figure out the system, but immediately we'll be giving 35 lakhs to this committee, and most probably we will, because it hasn't come to the cabinet note yet to us, we will be most probably making this into an annual affair, but let the cabinet approve it. The idea and the purpose of this being that apart from the ailment, apart from the disability or any kind of situation that journalists may face, we also realize that there are other needs, especially, for example, post-retirement and other kind of benefits or other extreme situations. So this fund that we are keeping of 35 lakhs, which will be with this committee, where 4 members from the press will be part of this committee to decide how this money should be used. You can use this money, say, for post-retirement, if you wish to support journalists who are in need from post-retirement support, or if there is any kind of situation which requires, again, funds to be used. This committee will be completely empowered to independently decide on how and this money should be used for whatever welfare purpose of the press fraternity. So I can prepare a proper SOP and a proper mechanism on how you will use it or what the procedure of using it. I mean, the purpose can be flexible, but the method and the areas which should be spent on. Suddenly we find that, there's a foreign tour being made by the journalists. We need 35 lakhs, of course. So it should be meant for social aspect, for the welfare aspect, and for the support aspect of the journalist, is what I'm trying to say. So therefore, I think that will be very important. So this is something that I'm hopeful should be able to sort out a lot of the problems that the journalists have been mentioning to me in the past many years. I could not come to a decision because it was very complicated because of the domino effect that one decision has on other decisions that are there in other departments and other individuals. So it's very complicated when it comes to decision making in government, because whatever I do in good faith for somebody becomes a precedent for somebody else to then say that, well, you give it there, but what about us?